Sometimes all you need is something warm and cozy to watch when you're down or depressed, or when you can't sleep because you kept watching anime at night and now you have insomnia. So here are 10 romance anime that'll make you feel good. Let's go!
Hoshikiさんって何者ですか？
私は流れ星の民の姫です。
は？
事故による婚姻は望みません。まずは恋愛からが順序かと。
Ichiro Kuga's life gets totally flipped when his dad passes away, and now he's stuck taking care of his younger siblings. On top of that, he has to run an apartment building he inherited while trying to keep up with his job as a shoujo manga artist. Things get really stressful with low manga sales, no helpers, and deadlines breathing down his neck. Then, Shiori Goshiki, a surprisingly skilled newbie, shows up to lend a hand. Their teamwork helps Ichiro get back on his feet, but then Shiori drops something wild. She says they're engaged because of some strange supernatural accident.
あなたと私の棘がつながってしまいました。あなたと私は一連卓上のちぎりを交わしたことになります。
This is like Tonikaku Kawaii, but with adults, and this perfectly mixes everyday chaos with a weird supernatural twist that keeps things interesting. Shiori's sudden engagement claims add the cool unexpected spin, and the rest of the series balance it with the struggles of a manga artist. Trust me, there's nothing wholesome like watching Ichiro juggle his crazy life while dealing with his siblings and a mysterious supernatural waifu.
かっこいい。おしゃれになってる。
やったー。じゃあこれ書こう。
Sei Iwata isn't your usual delicate girl. She's taller and tougher than most and has spent years quietly watching her crush, Koki Kamishiro. But as Koki grows into a confident high school guy, they start drifting apart until they end up in the same class again. Sei's old feelings come back strong, and juggling school while trying to get close to the popular Sunshine Boy is way harder than she expected because more girls are starting to notice him.
部活の後、俺とやんない？知ってる人、岩田しかいないから。
This show really gets how awkward being a teen can be without making it super dramatic. Sei's height and strength aren't just random traits. They actually affect how she feels about herself and her confidence. The slow romance between her and Koki feels cute and fluffy because they actually talk through their problems instead of just avoiding them. Shoujo anime always knows how to nail this sweet, wholesome vibe, and I'm all in for it.
では聖女様がお使いください。
あれ？
私なら平気ですから、どうぞ。
ローレンが風邪をひいてしまうので、二人で使いましょう。
Time to move in for some saints. In a quiet village, Pastor Lawrence takes care of Saint Cecilia, who uses her special powers to protect everyone from dangers both inside their heads and outside. While Cecilia acts serious around others, she gets super silly and relaxed when she's with Lawrence. She's got a big crush on him and follows him everywhere, always trying to keep him safe. And Lawrence, just like your average oblivious guy, doesn't catch her feelings.
これを着られるなんて、とても幸せな方ですね。うわ、めっちゃ可愛い。
Watching these two is pretty entertaining. This isn't your typical fast-paced action show, so you're not going to get any adrenaline-pumping drama here, and that's the charm of it. It's just a simple slice of life about a pastor and his saint. Cecilia's mix of powerful abilities and goofiness makes the story feel fun and lighthearted, and those tiny moments like goofy smiles and little quirks give you all the wholesomeness you need.
開けてください。
自分で食べられるって。
おとなしくしてないとダメです。あんしてください。
Did you know that angels can appear on your balcony and turn your life around? Shintaro Tokumitsu's life does a complete 180 when an angel named Towa suddenly shows up on his tiny balcony. The angel is sent from heaven to learn about humans, and she soon makes herself at home in Shintaro's cramped apartment. A couple of episodes later, like a true harem anime, a couple of other supernatural girls come along to live with him too.
慎太郎様。
着替えた？
私、 ず慎太郎様を幸せにします。
Yes, yes, I know the plot sounds generic, but come on, we got angels, a nice slice of life, a wholesome main couple, and this all builds up to this nice and cozy romance. This anime isn't just about the story. It shines because it focuses on friendship instead of love battles. The girls don't just fight over Shintaro, they actually support each other, making the show feel more like a fun life story with a supernatural twist. And like I've said before, the character designs and the art look amazing.
早い。
何？
突然すみません。別に怪しいものではなくて。
Now, this is one of the seasonal shows that took me by surprise. This is set in early 1900s London, and it follows Lily Ichujin, a determined Japanese exchange student aiming to become a top painter at St. Thomas Art Academy. With her parents pushing her to finish the program in 6 months, things get interesting when she meets Kit Church, a calm aristocrat and art genius.
食うか？
いりません。それ木炭消したやつ。
First off, oh man, look at these visuals. Aren't they pretty? It's like someone mixed in the youthful animation style with the good old Ghibli style. But enough about the beautiful art. What really caught my attention is how the show takes its time, letting you really understand the character's struggles and progress without rushing into drama. I am always someone who loves those classical love stories, and this gives me the vibe of reading those old English classical novels like Wuthering Heights or Mill on the Floss. Netflix finally did some peak romance anime. They're finally getting back my respect.
空立っていいね。音が綺麗。私好きよ。
Surata Kanata is just a normal guy stuck in Sakurasao, a dorm full of oddballs with wild talents. Then Mashiro Shina, a super gifted artist who's pretty clueless about people, moves in, and Surata ends up taking care of her. While navigating this chaos, he tries to keep friends close and maybe find love, all while figuring out what he really wants to do with his life.
おい、朝だぞ。朝ですよ。
朝はもう来ないわ。
いやいや、来てるから。怖いこと言うな。
Pet Girl of Sakurasao shines because it focuses on characters and their relationships instead of just throwing in typical rom-com stuff. The mix of personalities keeps things fresh, and watching them all grow feel genuine because you see how they struggle and help each other. Some parts, like the love triangles, get a bit over the top and cringy, but the big emotional moments, like graduation, really hit you hard. Besides, the whole crazy apartment with weirdos trope never gets old.
ドキドキしただけです。凛太郎くんを怖いって思ったこと一回もなかったですよ。
Time for a modern Romeo and Juliet. At Kyoko Private Academy, fancy girls from rich families go head-to-head with the rowdy kids from Chidori High. One of them is Rintaro Tsumugi, a big tough guy who looks scary but actually cares a lot. When he meets Karuka Waguri, a cheerful girl from Kyoko, they start a surprising friendship that shakes up the long-time fight between their schools.
また食べに行きます。だから今度は一緒に食べましょうね。
Apart from the beautiful visuals, I think the reason this anime really resonated with people is the characters. Watching Rintaro, Karuko, and their friends go from enemies to a close group was nice and wholesome, and the characters feel believable because they actually listen to one another instead of yelling. It's like the show is saying, sometimes being kind and understanding is all it takes for a story to be awesome. Sometimes simplicity is always the best tool for storytelling.
今日のこと学校では言わないで。恥ずかしい。
Junior high's last year means big changes for Kotaro Azumi, an aspiring writer, and Akane Mizuno, a serious track athlete. When they end up in the same class, they start as strangers, but small things, a quick look, a shared grin, slowly build their crush. And this pushes Kotaro to gather courage for a question that might change everything under the full moon.
汚れちゃってる。
マジで？
背中。はあ？
What grabbed me was how the show takes its time with romance, never rushing the major moments or forcing the feelings. It really gets how weird and slow crushes can be, making you care about the characters without getting bored. The little details, like their goofy noises or funny habits, make the characters feel like real kids trying to figure things out. If you're looking for a new take on a middle school romance that shows how messy and sweet those first crushes are, this is the one to watch.
部屋 掃除させてください。
は？
隣がお部屋だと思うと嫌です。家事ができないのに一人暮らしとか舐めているのですか？
My hero Shina, also called the Angel because she's super pretty and really talented, lives right next to Amane Fujimiya. Even though they're neighbors, they've never talked until one rainy day when Amane shares his umbrella with Mahiru. That small moment turns into something bigger when Mahiru starts taking care of Amane, who's kind of messy and always getting sick. She cooks for him and cleans up his place and becomes his waifu.
美味しそうに食べるなって。
あまりジロジロ見ないでください。
なんというか、お前ってほんと可愛げないな。
I know the plot of this anime is simple, but it's like eating candy. It's full of funny and cute moments that just keep coming. Mahiru's almost perfect style mixed with Amane's normal guy personality makes them a really likable duo. The side characters like Itsuki and Chitose bring in the usual fun and friendship, but the main couple is enough to steal your attention. The animation might not be the fanciest, but the way Mahiru and Amane connect pulls you in. If you like soft romance that's more about caring for each other than big drama, this show's a good pick.
これ
え？あ、山田の食べかけ。
まだ入ってるじゃん。
Koyotaro Ichikawa is just your average middle school kid with a seriously twisted obsession. He wants to watch his classmate Anna Yamada suffer before, well, you get the idea. Sounds super creepy, right? But every time they run into each other in the library, Koyotaro starts realizing Anna isn't some perfect queen bee. She's more like a clueless goof. Their awkward meetings in the library slowly turn Koyotaro's dark daydreams into something way softer, and he starts to fall for her.
市川って面白いね。
I know this anime starts off with a premise to rival Death Note, but it turns super wholesome as soon as you see these two in the library. What got me hooked was watching Koyotaro change from a dramatic, edgy kid into someone who actually cares and opens up. It's cool because that kind of character growth usually feels fake, but here it's done naturally. Plus, seeing the short boy crush on a goofy tall girl is a fresh angle I didn't expect. The movie is already airing this season with a recap of the 2 seasons and some new content, so don't forget to binge the seasons, then watch the movie.